of Lexington Association to come. Chinese American of Lexington to come forward and give us a few words on this occasion.
Thank you, Linda. Hello, everyone. My name is Helen Yang. I'm the Vice President of Chinese Americans of Lexington. It is a great honor to be here with all of you to remember the 320,000 lives lost in the aftermath of the Doolittle Raid. And thank you, Wilson and Esther, for organizing this and for inviting me. So it was World War II, 4 months after the Pearl Harbor attack. Lieutenant Colonel Doolittle, James Doolittle, organized this raid on Tokyo to strike back. And then, as one of the speakers mentioned earlier, 16 B-25 bombers dropped bomb on Tokyo, and then they headed to, one of them headed to the Soviet Union, and 15 headed to China to land. And out of the 75 crew members heading to China, 3 died, 8 were captured, and 64 of them, they were rescued by the Chinese people, were eventually escorted to safety. So Japan has been occupying China since 1931, and the Chinese people had suffered tremendously. They were determined to help the American heroes who came to their aid despite great danger for themselves. And so the Imperial Japanese Army took revenge. Over the course of the 4 months after the raid, they killed 320,000 lives, including 250,000 civilians and 70,000 soldiers. And they also deployed biological weapons. And when I was a child, my parents told me that those little bugs in the fava beans, they were the result of the biological weapons deployed during World War II by the Japanese Army. Wilson has repeatedly said that this is not about anti-Japan, which I completely agree. And this Doolittle Raid exemplifies the best and the worst in our humanity. If you think about it, the friendship, the loyalty, and the sacrifices that we make for each other, and was in stark contrast with the brutality in its most extreme forms. And you know, it is something that a lot of us, we may think is unthinkable, but if you ask ourselves, does our country has ever committed war crimes against another country? And unfortunately, the answer is yes. Sometimes the wars are conducted in the name of something glorious, but it does not change the fact that the people in the battleground, they are the ultimate victims of a war. And never ever be fooled by a glorious pretext. If an action makes another country the battleground, it is a war crime. So we need to remember that. In the movie The Nomadland, the Fern said, "What is remembered lives." We have paid so dearly for this history. Let's never forget about what it tells us about the best and the worst of our humanity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Helen.